Hi guys, welcome back to GPBlog's NewsFlash, giving you all the updates you need on the Formula 1 world each week. Former F1 driver Mark Surer, who raced for the likes of Arrows and Brabham during his career, believes Sebastian Vettel's career at the top of motorsport will end at the conclusion of the 2022 season. But before we delve into that story, let's talk about the FIA deciding to run 22 races, not 23 this year. The planned schedule of a record-breaking 23 races was thrown into doubt when the Russian Grand Prix was cancelled earlier this year, following the country's invasion of Ukraine. The initial plan was to replace this race with one from another circuit, and a return of Turkey was rumoured. Qatar and Singapore were also linked. However, yesterday the FIA decided to end its search for a 23rd race and instead stick with a 22 race calendar. It was determined that negatives would only outweigh the positives of an additional race this year. It means teams will now only be required to negotiate one double-header this season, rather than the initial plan of two double-headers, providing a little relief in a heavy schedule. On to this weekend's Spanish Grand Prix, and Sergio Perez won't be taking part in the first free practice session for Red Bull. Instead, talented Red Bull Academy and reserve driver Yuri Vips will take his place for FP1. Vips is currently 8th in the Formula 2 standings after a relatively disappointing start to the season for someone who was expected to challenge for the title at the start of the year. It will be his first ever F1 session. On to Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, and the former McLaren duo are both being held back by their cars this season. While Alonso hasn't had the machinery to compete at the very top for several years, Hamilton is experiencing that sensation for the first time ever this year. Speaking to BBC Sport, Alonso has provided a timely reminder of how Hamilton achieved so much success in the 2010s. This is the nature of the sport, he said. Sometimes you have a better car, sometimes you don't have such a good car and you still need to fight and make some progress. This year, we see that the driver is very important in F1, but not crucial. Lewis is driving as good as he has been for the last 8 years. He was dominating the sport and breaking all the records and 100 and something pole positions, and now he is doing a mega lap and he is 1 second behind. So yeah, welcome. It happened to me when I won the 2 championships. I was beating Michael Schumacher. This was a big topic, but my car was more reliable at that time and had very good performance, and you cannot praise that package enough because the headlines will still be the driver. And with Lewis, it's the same. To have more than 100 pole positions in F1 is something unthinkable. You need to have the best car and package for many years. He deserves everything he's achieved in the past, but this year is a good reminder that in all those records and numbers there is a big part of what you have in your hands as a package in the car. Last weekend, the new FIA president Mohammed Ben Sulayem revealed Michael Massey could yet return to the sport in the future. In Ben Sulayem's first interview since taking over, he said, "Michael is there and we might use him. We are open to everything." Following that news, the Daily Mail have reported that their sources say Lewis Hamilton was astonished to hear the news, while Toto Wolff is said to have been furious at the comments made by the president. It comes after Massey's decisions in the 2021 finale at Abu Dhabi cost Hamilton the World Championship to Max Verstappen. Back to news that former F1 driver Mark Surer thinks Sebastian Vettel's time in the sport will come to an end at the end of the 2022 season. The 4-time world champion has scored just 4 points this year and will turn 35 in July. In an interview with Formula 1, Surer states his opinion that Vettel will depart Aston Martin and F1 at the end of the year, as no top team will sign him and driving near the back isn't where the German is used to being. What do you think? Do you reckon Vettel will leave F1 at the end of the season? That's what I said in our pre-season predictions, so do you agree? Let me know in the comment section down below. That's all for today, so I'll catch you next time.